And welcome to the MNFL! The Mounties and the Antlers setting up for kickoff here in Honolulu. Taking a look at the Mounties who are 0-1. Antlers looking to get their get back at home as they are 0-1 on the season. Week 1 is a little bit deceptive, but usually week 2 offers a little bit more insight. So we'll see what comes of that here. And the Antlers, of course, with the home field advantage, they're going to go ahead and I think they're setting up to receive as I'll be all alone in the commentary today, but I have noticed a sudden change in views. Latest video has actually more views than what my videos usually have in just a day, so we're getting somewhere, but need that subscriber count to go up. So if you feel like you like this content, go ahead and drop a little subscription down below and let's get working. So I was incorrect. The Antlers will kick off to the Mounties. And they'll receive inside the 5. And great work on the special teams to bring them down at the 23. Here is Russell Wilson, the starting quarterback for the Montreal Mounties. So he actually performed really well. 327 yards, neutral in the touchdowns to interceptions ratio. Hoping that touchdowns are the only thing he throws today, as they'll start off with play action. Wilson looking, dropped. Nick Benito getting in for the sack. And that drops him all the way back to the 17. And it'll be second down for the Mounties. Here is Russell Wilson going under center. Wilson will be sacked once again. Great defense by the Antlers. And they are starting off strong in their home opener. DJ Jones getting back there at that time, absolutely obliterating the quarterback. This is going to be a tough one if the Mounties cannot contain on the O-line. It'll be 3rd and 26. Now at the 7. Wilson finally gets a pass off. It is complete. And it'll actually pick up a lot of yards. But 4th down still looms. And there is an injury on the field. Looks like a secondary player. So not what you want to see for the Antlers. At least he went out on 4th down, as they'll punt this one away pretty well. That was at the 21 in the opposite territory and travels all the way to the 20. Looking at an 80-yard punt. Meanwhile, Bo Nix, 18 for 26, 160 yards, no touchdowns, which might have contributed to their loss, and an interception. Also something to look out for. So Bo Nix goes under center on the first play. They'll hand it off, and it will be no gain. Wilson getting in there on the tackle. Keep them at the line of scrimmage. Here is 2nd and 10. Another handoff. And again, not really getting much. He'll have a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 9. Nix stops going under center. He'll actually have the offense in a tight formation. Throws, passes caught, but a brilliant tackle right there by Elliott will bring up 4th down at the 32. So 2 3-and-outs. Obviously, the Antlers were better on defense than the Mounties, but no change there as we'll see Russell Wilson coming out once again. Same spot, the 27-yard line. And Wilson will go under center as well. You gotta watch out for Najee Harris, a big part of that offense. And they'll actually do the jet sweep, and it'll pick up 9 yards. George Pickens, known as a league crash out in the NFL. But of course, can't really fight in this one, so we'll see how far that goes. They'll finally pick up our first down of the game on the second drive. And 5 wide set here for the Mounties. Looking to throw. Pass is caught initially, but it's knocked out by Locke. So a kill shot right there to get the ball out of his hands. And it'll be second down now at the 37. Wilson fires. Pass is caught. And they've got a first down. As I believe Calvin Austin. A big catch right there to move them down the field. Just a little bit further there as Najee Harris will take the ball and go for 2. Najee Harris last week, 16 rushes, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Was initially a league leader after week 1. Looking to get his mojo back as it'll be 2nd and 8 at the 49-yard line in Mounties territory. Handoff. And Harris is knocked down in the backfield. A loss of 3, and it'll be 3rd down. So even though they've let up 2 first downs, I mean, thankfully that's all they've let up as of right now. There's a big pressure, and that ball is out and dropped. Brings up 4th and 11. So the 47-yard line is where they stop as this punt goes out of bounds, shanked at the 35. And it'll be first down for Bo Nix. So a interesting rookie to watch here in this first season. See how he does. But he'll go under center, and they've been trying to hand that ball off, and it's just not working. TJ Watt getting back there to drop him for a loss of 2. Guy has the opportunity to be absolutely explosive whenever he gets the chance. As it'll be 2nd and 12 here. Bo Nix throwing, and it's dropped. Incomplete. Minkah Fitzpatrick there to cause a little bit of distress. And another 5 wide look as it'll be 3rd down. And Nix is brought down. A sack for the Mounties D-line, and now we're looking at 4th and 21. So surprising defense out of both teams to start this one off, and I'm telling you, this is going to be a high-focused defensive game. As we'll see a punt, probably going to come off of his foot at about the 15. And this one traveling beyond the 20. They'll receive, and that will be knocked down at the 29. Here is Russell Wilson to set up now for the Mounties. He goes under center. He takes the snap, looking, pass is caught down the field. Fitzpatrick breaks a tackle, and he's got a first down at the 45. Freiermuth, excuse me, but 1st and 10 nonetheless for Freiermuth, as he'll have that first down. That looked pretty good up until he ran into some defenders. So Cordero Patterson, a big player to watch for the Mounties. Good in the NFL on kick returns. So that's subject to change for the Mounties as well. Play clock winding down 4 seconds. They'll get it off, and it'll be a first down, and George Pickens gets slammed. Caught that ball, but paid the price afterwards. Huge hit by the Antlers. And when it's all said and done, still a first down. Wilson fires, and he's got Freiermuth once again for 6 yards. And they're starting to mount a drive now with just short completions, and that's really all you need in this league, as that pass will be caught and brought down at the 26-yard line. So another first down for the Mounties. Offense is certainly moving that ball, and Najee Harris getting his hands on the ball for a gain of 6. And now they are officially in red zone territory. So 2nd and 4, first red zone appearance of this game goes to the Mounties, and Najee Harris just cannot get past, and Harris is injured. That is a huge injury, huge blow to the Mounties, as it'll be 3rd and 1. They got no running back, so they'll go with a 5-wide set here, 3rd and 1. Wilson fires, pass is caught. George Pickens goes backwards, and he's dropped. 4th and 2. Barton making the huge tackle, and Pickens had something to say after that play. No shock there. But it'll be 4th and short. They'll go ahead and take their field goal to start off scoring. And it'll come right as we end the first quarter, and it'll be made. So a chip shot to end the first, and a defensive battle coming up. Mounties up by 3. And as we go into this new quarter, we're going to have another kickoff, but this time going to the Antlers, as the Mounties had just scored a while ago, and that's a pretty average return to about the 30-yard line. Here is Bo Nix. So it's not been good. Passing yards, he's -4 right now. Hoping to mount a similar drive to the Mounties, but their running back only picks up 1. And it'll be 2nd and 9. Forward wide receiver look from the Antlers, and he got some blocks. He's going to go, and it's going to be a first down at the 42-yard line in their own territory. Minkah Fitzpatrick to finally bring him down, but that is a instant momentum worker right there, as Bo Nix will go ahead, hand this one off to the running back once again, and it'll be 2 yards on that play. 44-yard line is where they'll be stopped. And you got to watch these guys on the edge. You do not want to rush towards them. And speaking of which, they'll go ahead and pass, and it'll be first down at the 45-yard line. So now the Antlers on the move to start off the second quarter. Taking up about 3 minutes here already, as that play is going to end up right back where it started at the line of scrimmage. 46-yard line now where they're at. It'll be 2nd down for Bo Nix. Here's a handoff, and the running back gets a pretty good step, and he's got 6 yards. And that will not be enough for a first down. It'll be 3rd and 4 at the 39-yard line. Nix fires, passes caught, and they're going to say no first down. So it'll be 4th and inches, so a decision coming up, and oh boy, we have got an aggressive squad here. They're going to go for it, and it's going to be a first down, so it pays off right there, and the Antlers keep their drive going as they'll stumble across the 33. And Nix looking to throw. He's got his tight end, and it'll be a gain of 5 at the 28-yard line now. Nix just has to get a big play here, and they're in the end zone. Crossing route to the tight end once again. Nothing other than 3rd and short. So 3rd and 2 now at the 24. Force a 4-yard gain from the last, and that is going to be brought down just before they can reach across. 4th and 1. Benton to bring him down. So a great move right there by Benton, getting off of his block immediately, and they're going to go for this once again. They converted last time. They figure they can do it again. Handoff, and he's going to take it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal, Antlers. And the Antlers are in far too deep to go without a touchdown here, as the blocks will be good, but cannot make it across the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal after just a 2-yard gain. Nix lining up under center. Motion. They're going to fake the jet sweep, and that is certainly not doing any favors. They're knocked down for about 2 yards. So right back where they started at the goal setting, as it'll be 3rd and goal for the Antlers, looking to throw. Nix has got it, and it'll be at the 3-yard line. We'll see if they go for yet another 4th down conversion. They will not, so smart decision here just to go for the 20-yard kick. Kick is up, and of course it's good. Chip shot right there for the Antlers. They'll tie it up. 3 apiece, and they took up a lot of time in doing so. This is only the first possession for the Mounties in the 2nd quarter. So the Russell Wilson-led Mounties will go ahead and see what they can do here with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Wilson fires. That pass is caught. Austin down to the 45 in their own territory. 1st down, Mounties. Definitely doing good in throwing. Now they would need to get that run game going if they want a touchdown here soon. And there is Warren, I believe, for a gain of 2. Great way to contain that by the Antlers, and see an empty set and a 2-minute warning to signify that we're about to end this 1st half. So the Mounties looking to score before that. Wilson fires across, and he's got Pickens for easy 1st down. I'm sorry, that's actually Williams for a 1st down. Took 18 for 14 there. It'll be 1st and 10. Wilson fires and caught. I believe that was Fryermuth right there. 7 yards. And they'll have it at the 33 now. Mounties, again, looking to score right here, right now. Inside a minute left, and that is going to be incomplete. Could only get a hand on it. And it'll be 3rd and short for the Mounties. Big play here. Wilson gonna try to run, and it's taken down. It's gonna be a sack by Singleton. 4th and 10 at the 39-yard line. And the the special teams unit is out to attempt a field goal. Boswell has made some pretty good ones in the past. Kick is up, and it's gonna go off the inside of the goalpost and get in. Wow, a lucky bounce. As that one will be about 50, 56, 57 yards, maybe. As this return will go to the 23, so Honolulu will look and see what they want to do. Only a 3-point deficit. Nix is going to motion a receiver across. They'll hand it off, and he's got a big step. Timeout taken, and the Antlers moving up the field with some ferocity right here. 1st and 10 at the 41. No choice but to pass. Nix throws deep, and it's going to be incomplete. 2 receivers, 2 cornerbacks there for that matchup. Ends up going the defense's way as we welcome you into halftime. It's 6-3, the Mounties on top. And the halftime report right here. It'll be the first game, Oakland Elks and the Condors. Condors advanced to 2-0. Elks still without a win in week 2. And we'll take a look at the Thunderbirds and Aviators. Game we've seen multiple times. A 2-0 Thunderbirds humbles the Aviators. And a game coming up today, the Columbus Bulls and the Oklahoma City Bisons. Looking to see what happens there. But meanwhile, in this match, a defensive battle, and the running backs getting a fair share of big plays, as well as Russell Wilson, who has led the Mounties down the field for 2 field goals. Looking for a touchdown to start this second half as the kick is up and away. Received at the 5-yard line. They'll get this one to the 26. So, in retrospect, about a 21 yard return there. And Nix will hand it off. And it'll be 3 yards for Jamal Williams. He's been doing pretty well today on the ground, especially getting some big runs at the end as Nix gets it off, and it's going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Vele, and it's going to be 3rd and long, specifically 3rd and 7 at the 28-yard line. Nix drops back looking to throw. Big play, caught all the way down the field. Touchdown, Antlers! What a way to answer the defensive first half. Look at that. Marvin Mims Jr. on a streak, just absolutely burns his cornerback, and the Antlers with a touchdown to open up the second half, and a big one at that. And they'll go ahead and go for the PAT. Kick is up and good to make it a 6-10 matchup. What a play from the Antlers, Bo Nix and Marvin Mims. Caught him in stride right there, and there was no chance of stopping him. As we'll see the Mounties go ahead and try to replicate that. Cordero Patterson, dangerous return man, will only get to the 28-yard line. Not a bad return, as the Mounties are now down to start this first half. You start to wonder when these field goals just aren't cutting it. It's right now. They need to go down the field and score. Najee Harris carrying the ball forward to make it happen, as it'll be first down at the 46-yard line. Big move by the Mounties. Seems to be an offensive explosion here, and we're going to have a false start on the Mounties. Number 73 is who the flag will be thrown on, and that backs them up quite a few. Back to the 41, 1st and 15. Hand off to Najee, and he's not going anywhere but backwards. A yard loss right there makes it 2nd and 16 at the 40. And it doesn't look like they're going to give up on that run attempt here. They won't. Najee takes the outside, reasonably so, stiff arms the man 5 feet out in front of him. And it'll be 3rd and 5 after his efforts. So 3rd and medium compared to 2nd and 16. I'd call that an improvement. Motion here for the Mounties, looking to throw. Wilson, passes caught, and it's Williams for a first down. And 73, who just got the flag earlier, is going down with an injury timeout. That's Sumalo going out of the game. Sumalau, excuse me. As it'll be 1st and 1 at the 41-yard line. Crossing route is complete and goes for a gain of 9. That's Pat Fryermuth, who has been a big target this game. As we'll see, 2nd and 1 from a 5-wide set. 4-man rush, throws, passes caught to Pat Fryermuth once again. 5 catches, 44 yards for the tight end today. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 26 now. Mounties throwing, and it's caught Fryermuth once again, but he seems to be hurt. And he'll go to the sidelines to see what's going on. That is a huge loss for the Mounties if they can't get him back. So, a very bad injury for them, but Najee Harris carrying the workload as he'll get a gain all the way up to the 19-yard line. They're in the red zone now, as it'll be 3rd and 2. They'll hand the ball off again. Najee fighting through defenders, and he's got a first down at the 16-yard line. Only needed 2. He got about 3 there. So that all checks out, as it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mounties, as that pass was intended for Calvin Austin, and it will not go his way. It's knocked out by great defensive plays on the secondary of that Antlers defense, and Najee Harris once again trying to carry that workload for the Antlers here, and it's 3rd and 6 at the 12-yard line. Motion here to the tight end. Backup, by the way. Wilson throwing, and that is going to go out of bounds. Incomplete. Pat Surtain in coverage. And Wilson leads his team down to another field goal. It's just not cutting it here. They will end up making it a field goal game, but that's all they've been able to do. I mean, this kicker is the only person keeping them in it here. Boswell drilling another one, and it's another chip shot for him. So I'm not saying you can't win with just field goals, but the Antlers are starting to find a groove, and if they end up getting huge gains like they did the last time for that touchdown, and by the way, there's an injury for number 41 on the Mounties. But my point is, if they can't get a touchdown here, they might be out of the running. Antlers with another chance to strike, and that's almost intercepted. TJ Watt in coverage there. That was an interesting sight to see, as TJ Watt took on the coverage down the middle, almost had a pick, But a first down for Jamal Williams, and he's doing very well for himself here in the second half. This Antlers team has found a rhythm to get past this Mounties defense. And that's exactly why I said, they need the touchdowns instead of field goals. The Mounties, of course, not listening to that ultimatum as it'll be 2nd and 8. A handoff to Jamal Williams, and it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Antlers. So no gain on the last play means Bo Nix will most likely have to pass. He will. Deep shot. Caught! First down, Marvin Mims. The touchdown man today. And a big play guy in this second half comes across, and the cornerback gets behind him. You can't exactly do that as a cornerback. You can never go behind your defender and win that. Most of the time, it ends up being a bad play, tipped, and it's not going to be picked off here. It'll go out the back of the end zone. A big shot right there taken by Bo Nix, as it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line. Here is Jamal Williams, who will get a yard gain. Alex Highsmith, first time we've seen him in this matchup. So it'll be 3rd and 9. Nix looking to throw. Scrambling, throws. Pass is going to go out to the sideline. And it'll be 4th and 9 at the 31. So they're going to go for a field goal to match the Mounties on that last drive to make it a 9-13 ball game. Kick is up, and it is good. 9-13. Lutz drills the kick from far out. About a 40-some yard kick. I'd call it maybe 45 to 47. As it'll be, this return will be caught at about the 6-yard line. Returns for a gain of about 20 to the 26. So Mounties got to find their way to 7. Right now, 9-13 ball game. You take the lead if you get this touchdown. And they have obviously not been able to find that yet. Pat Fryermuth doesn't seem like he's coming back out. So Wilson will have other targets to throw to, including number 83 right there. Couldn't quite catch the nameplate, as it'll be 3rd and 3 at the 34. Motion to 80. 3rd and 3. Great block from the running back, and it's going to be a first down, Mounties. Singleton there to knock him down. Thought maybe they didn't have that first down there for a second. Refs say they do. And it'll be first down here. Wilson throws, and it's going to be Pickens shrugging a defender off and getting the next first down at the 49-yard line inside their own territory. And Wilson getting into this game now. Throws, passes caught, and he's still going. Wilson to the 25 in enemy territory. A gain that is going to mean a lot here at the end of this third quarter. We'll see if they run another play, and they'll just wait the clock out. No play there, and they'll end the quarter. 9-13. A significant score increase from when we went to halftime, where it was 3-6. This game has opened up more for the offense here in the second half, and we're seeing that right now. It's 1st and 10. The Mounties have it at the 25. We'll see if the flipped field position has anything to affect them. And that is a huge tackle in the backfield. 2nd and 12. A shot right there by the Antlers to knock him back about 2 yards. So Najee Harris finding his way past the defense, stiff arms a man, and he's got it. First and 10 at the 15-yard line. Najee Harris. Like I said, man, he's one of them physical running backs. Very, very physical. Every running back is physical, of course, but him especially. And that was nearly a touchdown. Big save right there by the corner for the Antlers. And it looks like a 3-man rush here. Interesting play call. They obviously don't want the passing touchdown. Wilson will try to take it in with his legs, and he's got it! Touchdown, Mounties! Russell Wilson putting his legs to the test, and he got in right there. 3-man rush, and that's why you can't do that. Because Wilson gets a block from Cordero Patterson upfield, and that's all he needed, and he was in. Brilliant separation by that O-line as well, as the PAT is up and good to make it a field goal game. And a field goal lead for the Mounties here means a lot, as the Antlers have struggled just like they have on offense. The biggest play of this game, of course, Marvin Mims getting down the field. But other than that, the running has been a little inconsistent in this matchup. I mean, you look at Jamal Williams, he's done, like I said, he's done pretty well, but it's certain situations that you just cannot hand the ball off in that's caused this team to have the deficit in the fourth quarter. So 2nd and 8, obviously plenty of time to respond here if they don't score on this drive. And for the Mounties here, I mean, they might have enough time to score if it's not a repeat. But, oh, what a spin move! Gets him to the 46-yard line. Jamal Williams with the first down. Takes it to the outside. A very good gain of about 20 there, as it'll be 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line for the Antlers now, as they'll hand it off to Williams again. Can't get past about 3 yards there. Can't get past the midfield stripe. So it'll be 2nd and 7. The Antlers going to throw, and it's caught for a gain of 6. Gets them 3rd and 1. This is going to be a huge, huge conversion if they can get it. And TJ Watt knocking it down immediately, making sure they can't get past. And they're going to have to make a decision here. 4th and 1 at the 45. With 8 minutes left, it's going to be a very interesting decision. It looks like they're going to stay on the field, and they will. Bo Nix going under center. Handoff, Jamal Williams. He's got a first down and more. Jamal Williams going over 100 yards today, and that'll be a first down for the Antlers. He got way more than anticipated, and the Antlers are suddenly favorites to score right now. Antlers will get a yard here, as Benton getting in there to make it only a yard. Big tackle there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Nix looks to throw. Passes dropped. Oh boy. Cortland Sutton wishes he could have that one back. Just will not happen. And it'll be 3rd and 9 at the 32-yard line. And this pass is caught on the sideline. Officials say yes. And an injury to that O-line. Never a good sign. They've been pressured pretty good here today. And when you got TJ Watt, among other players, including Cameron Hayward, it's going to be kind of hard to stop them, as Trotman is going to be down for a while. He gets up very slowly, but Trotman would have been a huge injury for Honolulu, as that they're going to hand it off to Jamal Williams. Williams gets inside the 5 to the 2. First and goal for the Antlers, and they might take a devastating lead here with just about 5 minutes left. Reminder, it's 16-13 right now. If they could score. Oh, man, they couldn't get it there. Patrick Queen in there to make the stop, but just inches away from the goal line here. Jamal Williams, touchdown, Antlers. Honolulu bringing up a big game here. 1-0 for them against the Mounties would mean something big here. Told you that week 1 is very deceptive as for the rest of the season. I mean, you still got 17 games to play. Or I'm sorry, not 17. You still got 16 to play after this with the bye week. So 16 to 20 here. And the Mounties do have enough time to score here, but the question is, can they? As Washington goes down and he's going into the locker room to get evaluated, as he was on that return team. Doesn't seem like a very good thing here for the Mounties. It'll be 1st and 10. They'll try to rush with Najee, and it's just not happening. Singleton knocks him down at the line of scrimmage. Empty set now for the Mounties. 5 wide here. 4-man rush, it seems. Looking to throw, and it's caught. A big effort right there from the DB to try and stop that. But it'll be 3rd and 7 nonetheless. And a sudden change here. Trips at the top of the screen, looking to throw. Wilson in trouble, fires, and it's caught, but it'll only be 4th and 2. And I think you just punt the ball here. Wilson wants to keep going. They're going to say no and eventually get him to the sidelines anyways. So it'll be 4th and 2 at the 34-yard line. Bouncing. Sorry, it was a little bit of an interruption there. But the Antlers and Cortland Sutton have 6 yards on that play. Still a while to go here in this matchup. And that is going to be a huge play for the Mounties, as Cameron Hayward getting a TFL there. Haven't seen him really doing anything all day, as Nix had a clean pocket. Now pressured, and he goes down. TJ Watt, and among others, getting back there for the sack. So 4th and 13 as the Antlers have to punt as well. Big punt all the way to the 25. And he'll return this one pretty well down to the 44. Inside their own territory still, but not bad field position at all for Russell Wilson and the Mounties. So lockdown defense is a must-have here in the final 2 minutes as that pass is caught. Fryermuth coming back into the game, but he goes right back out. Thought he could handle it for one play, but obviously he gets re-injured there, and he'll probably be out for a while if that's the case, as that pass is caught for a gain of 5. And we'll have the 2-minute warning. 16-20. It's been a wild one here in Hawaii, Honolulu, with the lead, though, as 2nd and 5 is coming up. The Mounties will get this one off on a slip screen, and it'll be a first down. Cordero Patterson picking it up. They need the touchdown here, though. Can they get it? Russell Wilson goes under center. He's going to take it for himself. Pass is caught. And Pickens running away. Can they get him? Not before he scores. Touchdown, Mounties. A huge play for Pickens as he gets in. And the Mounties might have a scoring. Oh my gosh, that might be the game-winning score as Pickens shrugs off defenders and gets into the end zone. That is a huge, huge thing about Pickens. Very physical, obviously not afraid of confrontation, and is just able to get in there for the final score. But Honolulu could take us to overtime with a field goal. A touchdown retakes the lead. So still a lot hanging in the balance here. And a return that doesn't do well at all. Going to the 21-yard line. Marvin Mims, the man they're going to be looking for. He only has 3 receptions today, 102 yards and a touchdown. So, again, going to probably be looking for him here as Knicks under pressure. Sacked. Timeout taken by the Antlers. It was forced right there, as the Antlers are in a bit of a predicament here. Throwing. It's caught. And it'll be a first, or no, not a first down. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Antlers. Knicks throws deep. Incomplete. 4th and 3. They're going to have to go for it here. This is a huge play in this matchup now. 23-20 on 4th down. Knicks looks to throw. He's going to go down the field, but it won't happen. Game over. The Mounties win and retain their undefeated streak. Russell Wilson and George Pickens, the biggest reason for that. And the kneel here is a sigh of relief for Mounties fans, as they were really slacking in scoring. And the Antlers have a heartbreaking loss to answer for. Just not a good one today in Honolulu. 3rd and 12. And now the final knee in this game is a doozy. This one will be one of the best games of week 2. 23-20. The Antlers and Bo Nix devastated in week 2 as they remain winless. That's the word I was looking for, winless. The Mounties clawing back and winning this matchup by 3. So those field goals from earlier certainly helped out. And Wilson, who had a rough start to this matchup, will end up winning it. No Marvin Mims. slander will be tolerated, though, as he had a pretty good game to lose like this. 23-20, your Montreal Mounties will win. And the final stats for this matchup: a touchdown for Russell Wilson, 238 yards, and an 80% completion rate. As for Bo Nix, a touchdown, 171 yards, and a 59.1 completion percentage for him. And we take a look to see what players are injured and who is going to be a big starter here. Is Javonte Williams, 114 yards on the ground today through the loss. Najee Harris only picking up 61. So that run defense for the Antlers proved strong, but their air defense is going to have to get better. Jaleel McLaughlin coming in the game for about 3 attempts, 10 yards, and 3.3 on average. Jalen Warren came in for a little bit. We were worried about Najee Harris getting back into this one. He only had 1 attempt before getting pulled again. So Cordero Patterson, only 1 attempt, 6 yards. And George Pickens, at the start of the game, had a jet sweep for a gain of 9. Looking at the receiving end of this, Pat Freiermuth is going to be injured, but Adam Trotman picking up 7 receptions, 46 yards on the day. Pat Freiermuth, 7 receptions, 58 yards. Pickens with 5 and 67 yards. Obviously, the game-winning touchdown, the biggest. He had a drop today, but made up for it, as Calvin Austin, 36 yards, 12 on average, 12 run after catch, and 4 average on the run after catch, as he had a drop today, 21 his longest. Mike Williams, nothing much to talk about here other than 47 yards, about 15.6 on average after 3 receptions. So his longest obviously being 26. And Marvin Mims, what a way to lose this one. Three receptions, 102 yards on the day, 34 yards on average. He had a touchdown today, which put the Antlers on top before they lost this big one. 42 run after catch, 14 rack yards on average, and no drops, and 72 yards. The strike for his longest. Connor Hayward, not much to talk about. Darnell Washington will go out for the Mounties later on. Cordero Patterson, Troy Franklin, Portland Sutton, Devon Vele, who we only seen once, and Lucas Kroll. And on the blocking end of this, we have Isaac Sumalau going out. He had a sack today. As take a look at the defensive outages here. And Nick Benito, that's a huge injury for the Antlers, as they'll go into week 3 without him. And Drew Sanders at the end here. But other than that, no injuries. Pretty good stats here. But looking at this game, it was close the entire time. An offensive explosion, obviously, more into the second half, with Honolulu scoring 10, only 3. I mean, look at this. Only 3 for each quarter up until the 4th, and that's exactly when they won this game. 2 touchdowns, Honolulu picking up 1, but the game is over by that point. First downs, obviously a huge factor in this one as well. But with all that being said, Probably one of the quickest matchups we've had in recent history with the 12-minute long quarters. But with that being said, Cab signing out from Honolulu. See you in Columbus.